If you love magic mods, then these two are must-tryouts for you. Ahoy you guys, and welcome to two mod showcases. Today we have Wizards and Paladins. Both are fabric mods adding new magic power into your world, which still fit very well in the vanilla system. Runes can be easily crafted by combining cobblestone with a specific ingredient, such as coal. However, to be more efficient, one can craft the rune crafting altar, where one will harvest more runes out of the same amount of ingredients. Currently only 4 out of 6 runes are craftable. These are Arcane, Fire, Frost and Healing. These runes will serve as ammo in the two mods we are showcasing today. Spellbinding. To be able to cast advanced spells in any of these mods, you need to create a spellbinding table. After adding a book, you decide which path you choose. This is different for both mods, so I will go over the details later. However, after you have chosen your ability book, you can again add it to the spellbinding table to add spells. At first, only the first one will be able to be unlocked. You need to upgrade the strength of your table by adding bookshelves around it. With enough bookshelves, one can see all 3 available spells. These different ones are unlockable at every 10th level of experience. When you finally added spells, it is time to try them out. Equip the book in your spellbook trinket and choose an appropriate weapon. With the keybind Y and then scrolling, one can choose a different spell from the spell hotbar. Most spells have different abilities, depending on whether you aim them at a target or not. Like already stated, spells will use runes as their ammo supply. Wizards. Being a wizard, you can choose between 3 ability trees: Arcane, Fire and Frost. The starter wand called Novice wand won't let you choose spells, but can only use one spell called Fireball. This uses fire runes and will launch a ball of fire at a specific location. The next tier of wands is specific to an ability tree: Arcane, Frost or Fire wand. All of these have a specific spell already attached to them. Arcane wand has the arcane missile, shooting a bolt of energy. The Fire wand has the already known spell Fireball, whereas the Frost wand will launch a ball of frost, dealing out damage but also slowing down the enemy. These 3 wands can be upgraded with netherite, increasing their damage output. The last tier of wands is called staffs. These won't have a spell attached to them, as they will use spell books to be able to cast spells, which was already discussed in spellbinding. As a side note, these can also be upgraded to netherite, increasing their damage. The arcane spell starts with the arcane missile, which we already encountered. The second spell is the Arcane Blast, causing damage but also inflicting the player with arcane power, increasing your damage. Lastly, there's the Arcane Beam, which channels an arcane beam but consumes your arcane power. Now Fire. Again, the start will be the basic spell Fireball. The next tier fire spell is called Fire Breath, which incinerates targets, dealing out damage every second. Lastly, the Meteor will not only summon a large fireball above your desired target, but will also damage anything nearby. Just like the other 2, Frost spells start with the already known basic spell called Frostbolt. The next one is the Frost Nova, freezing targets around you for 6 seconds, dealing out damage but also freezing them in place. These frozen targets are also more vulnerable to frost magic. Lastly, there's the Frost Shield, which will protect you from attacks including projectiles and fire, but will also slow down your movement. The default wizard armor is a blue robe. Is as strong as leather, and as it isn't specific to a type of spell, it will increase all spells by 1 spell power. The arcane armor set will boost arcane spells by 100% and the critical damage by another 40%, while the fire set will do the same for fire spells and increases the critical damage but only by 8%. Lastly, there's the Frost Robe, boosting the frost spells by 100% but also increasing the spell haste by 12%. Paladins. With the spellbinding table, one can either choose the Paladin Rimbrem or Holy Book. The latter will be the path of a priest, the Paladin Rimbrem of a paladin. The Paladin Rimbrem uses healing runes for its spells, just like the Holy Book. Firstly, Flash Heal will heal you or a friendly target. The Divine Protection will reduce all incoming damage by 50%. The most powerful spell is called Judgment, and will strike the target and enemies around it, dealing out damage but also stunning them. Now to the spells of the Holy Book. Holy Shock heals you and friendlies around you or can smite an enemy. The Holy Light will channel a beam of light, healing friendlies, or will deal out damage against enemies every second. The Circle of Healing will regenerate health and applies absorption for you and friendlies nearby. There are 3 different weapons and 2 armor sets for the Paladins, and 2 weapons and 2 armor sets for the Priests. The Paladin armor set is as strong as iron armor, but includes a little bit of healing power, meaning it will power up your healing spells. The Crusader armor set as strong as the Paladin armor, but has a higher healing power. The following weapons can be combined with any spellbook, as they don't provide any additional bonuses: Claymore, Great Hammer, and Mace. The Priest can decide between the Priest set, with only the power of leather armor, but the healing power is as strong as the Crusader's armor set, or the Prior set, which isn't stronger as the Priest one, but has additional bonuses, being in total 100% more healing power and 20% spell haste. The Priest can only decide between wands or staffs. The wands are the weaker but also cheaper variants of staffs. Additionally, no more spells can be added to them, as they don't use spellbooks, but only come with the first spell, Holy Shock, whereas Holy Staffs use spellbooks and are thus way more powerful. Structures. The Wizard Merchant is a larger tower-like structure featuring a rune table, wands, runes, and a new trader, Wizard Merchant. They will sell runes and wands in exchange of emeralds. The other trader will spawn within sanctuaries in villages. These come with the new villager Monk, who will sell wands, paladin, and priest equipment. If you have trouble finding or creating a stronger spellbinding table, you may add the Gazebos mod. This will add another structure to villages, a small hut containing the spellbinding table and some bookshelves. If you don't want to craft equipment, weapons, or pieces of the armor set, you can find them as loot within chests. That was today's video. If you end up liking it, then maybe leave a like or even consider to subscribe, and we'll see us in the next video. Stay safe in game. Ciao.